What is going on, everyone? My name is Northy, and today I am going to be giving you guys some information regarding the brand new Legacy release coming up. I believe the 26th is when everything is being shipped out, but on for sale on the 20th of September. So next Wednesday at 7 p.m. it is available for everyone to go ahead and purchase. So if you are thinking for when you need to be ready to purchase the stuff, just know on the 20th of September, so 3 days from today, you will be able to go ahead and purchase your boxes. It is a limit of 2 for the general sale, and if you are an SCC member like myself, you are entitled to 2 boxes before the deadline of the same day, 20th of September, except at 5 p.m. So any of the remaining boxes that haven't been claimed, they get chucked back into the general sale. So I am keen to get my hands on this box. We'll have a look at what it looks like right now. You can see right here, this is what the box is looking like. It was very old school because this is a set that's only come out twice now, and the only other time it did was in 2018. So it's a very interesting set for sure. I really like the look of it. It's very different to what we get now. I feel like a lot of what we get is very flashy, very modern. Not to say this isn't flashy in its own sense, but the box, the way it looks, the packs, they look very like 1990s like. I don't know how to exactly describe it, but it looks a bit older than what we've seen. Like Optimum seems super modernized, and from what it looks like, this Legacy set is going to be replacing Optimum that we've had for the last 2 years, which I have no problems with. So I know Dominance was the one before that, and now we are here with Legacy once again. Again, as I mentioned, it was in 2018 when this set came through, and we're getting it for the second time. So you can see, this is the SCC version. I have an SCC account, so I am available to purchase 2 boxes. You can see, as an SCC member, you have the option to purchase up to 2 boxes of the extremely limited 2023 Select AFL Legacy release, as well as retaining your option to participate in the general sale. You can see the date and time for when that general sale is happening, as I mentioned at the start. But I will be going over as much as I possibly can in this video to give you guys an idea as to what we are going to be looking for. So you can see here, we've got to be careful. The usual stuff with SCC memberships, you will have it taken away if they believe even just a thought that you're using it incorrectly, like trying to send it off to other people, trying to purchase it multiple times over. You will have it taken away. That's the use of bots and such, and from what it looks like, they've been much better from previous releases at stopping people from botting the sales, which is great. Just a heads up as well, if you do go ahead and find yourself purchasing any of these boxes, you must purchase it in a separate order. Do not add anything else to your order. You have to have it simply as just the boxes in your order. So you can see the product description, the very brief one at the bottom here is each box contains 24 packs and each with 8 cards in the pack. So it's very, very simple here, but we will be getting into a bit more. And with that, we are going to have a look at the release information. So you can see $340 per box. It did say on the other one, it did mention on the other screen that it was $340 per box, 8 cards per pack, 24 per box, and there are 12 box cases. You can see if my stupid head gets out the way, 12 boxes in every case. So it's a fair bit for a case set. I believe off the top of my head, that means it's about 288 packs in a case. I probably got that wrong, but I think I got it right. I think I'm okay. Nonetheless, we have a look at the description of this one. You can see Legacy 2023 is Select's second release of the product, as I mentioned before, released back in 2018. It features inserts from the original Legacy. I wasn't around when the original Legacy came out, but for those who were, you will be very excited with this release coming back with some of its old school releases and exciting new inserts as per usual. But the reason this one is probably going to be super popular is, as per usual, with around this time, the 3rd release of the year, as it has been for a few years, we got our draft pick signatures. We got Copper, Gold, and Platinum individually numbered. Copper is 175, Gold is 90, Platinum 40. And you know how much that can be worth, dependent on which players you get, what numbers you get, what type of card you get, and just having signature cards guaranteed in your boxes, something you should be really excited about. On-card signatures, all of them, unless something has completely changed this year, but they have almost always been on-card. Very rarely have there not been people who haven't signed them by the time the cards are released. I think last year there was one person off the top of my head that had a redemption, but that's all good. I think for most people, they'll be seeing 2 in every box. I haven't properly gone through the odds, but good chance is that's the case. There are plenty of inserts. We got ourselves the team leaders, prime draft, all Australian team, Hall of Fame legends, medal winners, and the continuation of the captain signature series, Hall of Fame legends signature series, And the Kevin Sheedy, I believe, is the Hall of Fame Legends signature one. I remember the video that was released for the live stream earlier today had the Kevin Sheedy signature card that is super, super rare. We'll get more into that in a second. But I believe Team Leaders is a box hit, as well as Cornerstones and Vortex. But we'll get, again, more into that in a sec. There's the All-Australian team and the 22 under 22, which is a new team insert. All-Australian, we've had plenty of times before, but 22 under 22 is pretty exciting. This is all for the 2022 season. And there's a lot of players in a lot of these box hits sets. So you got Cornerstones, which have 6 of the most important players from each team. Vortex has 9, and they're all low numbered. So you can see here for Vortex, there's a lot of cards to collect. There's 9 players of each team in the set, but they're only numbered to 60. So the Dustin Martin Vortexes and maybe even Cornerstones, they're going to be low numbered. So if you can pull one, that's really, really good. Adds a lot of value to those cards. The Legacy Series features 18 current players who have already left a legacy with their respective clubs. Legacy cards are quite low numbered for a set like this. I think we've had 40. I think 40 was for Optimum last year, which was footy's finest. I remember the gold headliners, I believe, in 2021. Optimum was a super rare card that wasn't discussed. That was numbered to 25, so that was super low. So 35 is a fairly low amount. And then the big one, Generation Next. There is only one card for Generation Next, and it's the Dacos family triple autograph. That's a mad card. Only 100 of them available. So if you are lucky enough to pull one, that is huge, and a good number would be even better. But 3 brilliant names in the family. You got Nick and Josh Dacos with their dad Peter, who was a killer back in his time as well. Only 700 cases and 8,400 boxes produced. And here are all the card ratios. I'll move it in the way here. You can see there is a lot to work with. You can see, I'll try and move out the way as best I can, but this is a long list. That is a lot of names. So I'll try and stay out the way for the most part. There are 217 base cards, obviously all unnumbered, and we'll have a look at what those all look like when we go to the checklist. But we've got the Hall of Fame Update 6. So this Hall of Fame Update is a certain card that I have actually pulled in the past, but this is a updated version. So you'll see a lot of these cards in your packs, as there are 1 in every 2 packs. There's 36 different players, so it should be a pretty easy set to complete. However, I do believe there are numbered versions in the limited edition, numbered to 290. No, like, autographs in these ones. It's just a nice numbered to 290 edition. Don't know what the key difference is between them at this very moment. That may be easier to tell once the cards are out. They are basically 1 in every box. There is a chance you pull 2, though, as they are 1 in every 22 packs. Sorry, so every 2 packs, there may be a second one. But you can see Legacy Plus is also in there. This one is numbered to 425 each, and considering they're 1 in every 2 packs, it's nice to have a numbered card like that. Means you're going to get yourself a lot of chances of pulling a really nice numbered card, at least 12 guaranteed. At least that's what I assume is the case. I do not know 100%, but we'll see what the odds are looking like as we get closer towards the end. You can see there's just a lot going on and a lot of odds. You can see Team Leaders is the next one. This is a half box hit. I think I said it was a box hit before, but no, it's a half box hit. And there's some quite nice looking cards. I think they're like one of the most unique looking cards, because often I find it hard to enjoy a card's design if it's cluttered, like if it's too much. But I think Team Leaders does a good job of getting that clutter to look really nice on a card, and we'll have a look at that in a sec. Like I mentioned though, Cornerstones and Vortex are box hits, and so is Prime Draft. I think Prime Draft is my least favorite out of them. Cornerstones is a bit meh, but the key thing is that there are 108 different Cornerstones cards, 162 Vortex cards, and 90 Prime Draft cards. So that means the numbering is really, really low for these box hits, which could be exciting. You should be getting something new every single time you open up a box like this. Obviously, it's hard to get your hands on many boxes. I know for me, the max I'll be able to get is 4, and even then, I don't know if I'm going to do 4. That's a lot of money. Now we go to the double box hits. We got ourselves Australian team, All-Australian team. That one is obviously just the 22, so everyone is numbered to 195. Nice looking card. I think the better design compared to what we've had in the past. I like the idea of the 22 under 22. I think the All-Australian looks better, but it's also a box hit, same number. I mentioned before, the draft signature, so you can see you are guaranteed a copper signature. You are not guaranteed a gold nor a platinum, however. So at least 1 signature, which is good, and potentially 2. I don't know. I don't think you could get 3. I think you'd have to be quite lucky to get 3, but it's fair to say there's a lot on offer. You can get a fair bit. Then we go to our Hall of Fame Legends. These ones are numbered to 285. There's only 5 in the set. A few names who are kind of like really old school. I didn't even remember, but it's cool to see them bring these ones. I know Kevin Sheedy is one. John Kennedy Sr. is another one as well. Captain Signatures, 14 of them in the set. Obviously, that is interesting because there's a lot more than 14. And these also have the old school look. They are redemption cards in packs. They have not been signed just yet. They're going to be in there as redemptions, but they have a similar look to what they have been in the past. And so it's going to be cool to try and find them out there. This is one in every 10 boxes. And again, would be really cool to see one. We've got Legacy though. Very clean, very similar to, I believe, Influential. I think that's the best one I can compare it to. Very glossy, has a very similar design layout. Also one in every 10 boxes. Try and move out the way, but you can see medal winners right here. This one is a very similar one that we've had before. Also very rare, as it has been in the past. Only numbered to 50, and there are 5 ones, obviously, for all the medal winners from last year. So we got Cripps for the Brownlow, Kerno for the Coleman. We got Isaac Smith for Norm Smith, Nick Dacos, and I think Bontempelli was the MVP. I think that's what he got it for. So we've got a lot there. I think it's the best medal winners design we've seen in a good while. I think it's really, really cool. But surprisingly, that's not the rarest. As I mentioned before, there's some pretty rare ones. And the Hall of Fame Signatures for Legends is Kevin Sheedy, as I mentioned before. Only 110 of them, and it is 1 in every 1,830. And considering the prices of the box, and considering the rarity of the card, you already know if you pull one of these, you are set. That is amazing, and then even more if you manage to pull the Generation Next triple signature, as my arm and body keep getting in the way, but you can see that's a Generation Next. There's only one, as I mentioned, it was the Dacos family, and they are numbered to 100. So, my God, the Holy Grail card is absolutely number 1, I think. You could say maybe the jumper number could be better than the than the 001, but considering that it's a full family card, I feel like the 001 would be the one that people are looking for in that one. So, wow, a lot. There is a lot to go through here. And now I want to go through the checklist, because the checklist has got a look at all the cards. You can see on the screen right now, this is what they're all looking like. And so it's easy to tell the odds, but I like showing it off in this way. You can see the nice draft pick signatures up here looking really, really good. I don't know how I rate the designs compared to previous years. Honestly, I don't stress too much about the design. I more stress about the player when it comes to draft pick signature cards. So you got Cadman showing off there, Sheasel's in the back there, and Ashcroft in there as well. 3 really decent players to be advertising. Legacy cards, like I said, I feel like it's very similar to Influential, a bit more gold. It's still got that white background, much like Footy's Finest from last year as well. Footy's Finest is one that you can compare it to, not the black one, that was rarer, but the regular white Footy's Finest, very, very good. Base cards look super interesting. This is what it looks like for the base cards. I am okay with it. I think it's different. I'm not going to bash it too much for trying to make a base card look different. There's 217 of them, so a fair bit to work with. And there's also 59 rookie cards in amongst those ones. And you've got Legacy Plus, very similar to Optimum Plus. I'm sure Legacy had a very similar look as well, but it just reminds me of Optimum Plus from the last 2 years, and so that one's nothing new. Team leaders, this is what I was mentioning before. This is a very cluttered design. You can see the Adelaide Crow logo is in the middle, but there's a bunch of smaller Adelaide Crows logos in the back, and so it looks a bit wild, but I think they managed to do a good job of, you know, making that clutter a bit less noticeable from a far distance and making it look very clean. So I'm okay with it. Prime Draft, a lot of people liked it. I think it'll be a good card in hand, but at the moment it isn't my, you know, top. I don't think it's in the top half of cards. It is a box hit though, so definitely something good to be looking out for. Then you've got the Cornerstone cards. This is a bit of a hit or miss. I think this is 50-50. That text looks a bit meh. I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but I feel like this will all be dependent as well as to what the card looks like in hand. Vortex though is eye candy. This is a beautiful looking card. I know for some people they'll be like, this is just a jumble of colors, and I could absolutely agree with that, but I'm liking the look of it. I think it's pretty cool. And then this is what I'm talking about with the All-Australian. I think this is the best looking All-Australian card we've ever had, or at least over the last few years. I love it. I love it a lot. And so 1 in every 2 boxes is very good. And then the 22 under 22, that looks pretty good too. That's a really, really exciting looking card. The nice star in the middle, the player right on front. Very interesting new set. And then we've got the captain's signatures. So This one is going to come as a redemption, but this is what the card will look like when you get it, when you see it in hand. And then we move to the medal winners after 1 in every 10 boxes card. That one is. Medal winners, as I mentioned before, this is one of the best looking medal winners cards I think I've seen in a good while. For a card that has been continuously like high level over the last couple of years, this is a huge step up in look. I think this is like much better than what it was last year for sure. And then of course, the Generation Next signature. You got Nick, Josh, and Peter at the bottom. You got all 3 of those signatures. That will be a collector's dream, a Collingwood collector's dream. Absolutely. And so if anyone manages to pull that I know, just congratulations, that's all I can really say. And then you've also got here the Hall of Fame things, as I mentioned before. This is Hall of Fame Updates 6, is what they were calling it. This one is the Hall of Fame inductees, 1 in every 2 packs. However, the limited edition is 1 in every 22 and is numbered to 290, as we talked about before. Then we've got the Hall of Fame Legend cards. This one, 1 in every 140 packs. Looking pretty good. There's only 5 of them, and I will have a look at the names for that one when we get around to it. But as we mentioned, Sheedy is the Legend signature, and he will come as a redemption first off. But super rare, 1 in every 1,830 packs, and numbered to 110. So just a ridiculous card. Definitely one that Essendon fans are going to be looking out for. Like I mentioned, I will go have a look at the Hall of Fame Legends, and I also want to have a look at the captain signatures, because I feel like we'll have an idea. Maybe we'll check out Legacy as well, but we'll have an idea as to what all the other players, like just the most recognizable players, will probably fill out the Quarterstone, Vortex, Prime Draft, all of that. But I want to see captain signatures players. I want to see the Hall of Fame Legends players and the Legacy players. So we have a look here, and we can see for captain signatures, we've got a little bit here. Jordan Dawson. Then we got the Harris Andrews and Lockie Neal. So I'm interested to see what they do, because there's double ups. So I'm not sure whether that's going to come as a double signature or 2 signature cards, because I feel like if you manage to pull a co-captain card, then that would be better than a captain's card. I mean, dependent on the captain, obviously. Like, I'd imagine that Paddy Cripps is better than others, but I'm not noticing a Paddy Cripps in here. They have evidently left out Paddy Cripps. I'm not sure why that's the case. Maybe it's because he's somewhere else with a signature. Yeah, there's Darcy Moore, and then in between is the Brisbane one. So I'm very concerned about that. Maybe that'll change up, but I'm not sure why that's the case. I must be missing something, but we're going to ignore that. We're going to just look forward, and we can see here the Legacy players. This is another one I want to look at. Sloan, Neal, Cripps as the Legacy player, so at least there's that. Pendlebury, Merritt, Fife, Hawkins, Green, Miller, Bruce, Gawn, Cunners. That's a really good choice. I like that. Boak, Martin, Steele, Franklin, Hearn, and Bontempelli. So there's some really interesting cards here. The obvious ones that'll be rare and ones that people look out for will be obviously the Franklin, the Dusty. You'll have the Pendlebury probably, Paddy Cripps. Ones who play for really high looked out for teams, and the ones who are also in their primes. So Toby Green could potentially be one, but GWS never seems to really get too much attention. Just the usuals for the most part. Neil could find some attention. But other than that, the only ones that I know about outside are the Legends. Here we go, the Hall of Fame Legends. We got Sheedy, Kennedy Sr., as I mentioned, McIntosh, Datey, I think that says. Well, I can't tell from how small the words are, and Ebert. So some interesting players there. Obviously, it'll be dependent on how well known, I think, dependent on how high they sell, how sought out they are. But I know for certain people, they'll be like, oh, cool, this player's in. He doesn't get too much recognition. It'll be really cool to collect this player. There'll be interest for this set, I think, from certain people. But Sheedy and Kennedy Sr. are definitely the ones that are most known, I think, out of these ones. But that's about all I'm looking for here. And it was Brayshaw. I said Bontempelli before for the medal winners. It's Brayshaw, Andrew Brayshaw. So nice. I am quite happy with this release. So much to get excited for. There is a lot in this set, and I am so keen to get my hands on this product. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and are excited for Legacy as much as I am as well. This is a super cool looking set. I think some interesting ways they're delving into it. So many rare cards. So many rare cards. Like, you'll probably find a lot of Legacy Plus and Hall of Fame inductees, regular ones, but there's so many chances to pull so many different above box odd cards that if you somehow don't get one, I feel like that's unlucky. That's super unlucky. There is just so much to work with. So obviously I'm hoping to pull as much as I can, pull as many good players as I can. Hopefully my luck is up there. It would be really, really cool to see myself get myself a George Wardlaw signature, a Harry Sheezel signature, a Cooper Harvey signature. There's just so many players that I'm keen on looking out for in this set. And Legacy seems to do the job that Optimum has been doing for the last 2 years, but this is basically the original Optimum, and it's back after 5 years away. Really cool to get our hands on something new-ish. I know it's not completely new, but we haven't seen it in a good while, and it hasn't been explored to its fullest extent. So cool to see it come back. So cool to get my hands on it in the near future. But nonetheless, thank you all once again for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and are excited, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Everything is very much appreciated, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.